Okay, wonder where my campsite is. I'm in B2. So this is B, and 2 must be the second one down here. Okay, we'll just see. Yeah, that's B2. We'll just back the trailer right in there. That's it. That'll be good, I guess. Hello, it's May 16th, 2017, and I'm in Wapiti Campgrounds in Jasper, Alberta, Canada, and I'm going to show you how to set up an XL Leisure Light trailer today. We're here for one night and then headed up to Prince George, BC. Unlock this, pop this open, so you can get at the back lock here and unlock the back lock. And pop this open. Now, you want to put down the jacks. I put down the front one already. Now you want to put down the rear ones. They're real easy. If you put some WD-40 on them, they work like a damn. Otherwise, they don't. Okay, this is real easy. In about 2 minutes, it'll be set up. Believe it or not. Pop this open. Lay it gently on the ground. Okay, walk on in. Put up your main poles. Okay, and then take this, your skirting, so if it rains, the water will flow to the outside of the tent and not the inside. And do that all around the tent. Pop open your awnings for your front and rear window. Little Velcro strips hold them in place. Now I do have an awning, and I'm gonna set that up and then I'll come back to you, okay? So we'll talk to you in a few minutes. Bye-bye. So, all set up now. The awning's out. Windows are open. Got the chair. I'll just walk you around it. Front pod holds goodies. This extra cable, that's to hook up to my bike, so I got power inside my trailer. I have a cigarette light element, and I charge stuff on it, watch movies, stuff like that, on a Blu-ray disc player. It's got another pod underneath to hold tools, axes, dirty stuff like that. So, here's this side. I don't enter from this side. You can enter from either side. Window in the front. Screen on the door. You can enter either side. The windows have zippers, and they got curtains also. The two side windows have curtains, and a back window. Lantern hung for tonight when I get home. Leave it open so it can air out. I think it's pretty nice. Now, this is brought to you by Kokanee Beer, the beer of the glaciers. And, like last year, I'm still on to this 40 Creek. It's pretty damn good rye whiskey. So, we're going to drink some rye whiskey first. And we're going to have a beer too, one beer. And then go into town to my favorite bar. Oh yeah, it's got clearance lights on it, on the side. They're all LED, even the back lights are LED. I'll talk to you about my bike in a little while, and that's about it for right now. Ciao, ciao. We'll start on the front of the bike, what I've done. Okay, I put on the bumper. Here, the chrome caliper caps. The light bar, and the light bar I put LEDs into it. Now the headlight, I had a HID and it had just quit working before I went on holidays. I didn't want to mess with wiring. I put back a Philips regular bulb into it. I'm gonna look for an LED headlight. A buddy of mine's got a Triumph, and the bucket looks the same as the Triumphs, and he put in the whole new headlight, an LED headlight and everything, and I'm sure they're the same. Next time I meet them down at Timmy's, I'm gonna take the headlight out and show it to him and see if they're the same as his Triumph. They sure look the same. The screw holes here are the same. The lens looks the same. The old lens he had in it. So I'm pretty sure. So I got LEDs in here and the light bar. Two little things on each side. I don't know where I got them. I really like them. They really dress up the front rather than the plain little pieces there. I've got a new windshield coming. It's called a C. Bailey. Now they make windshields for airplanes, so it's aircraft grade windshield. They do each windshield as somebody requests it. It's thicker than this windshield, 20% thicker. It's also got hand polished edge to it, so it's more like a glass, and it's polycarbonate. It's a heavier windshield, so I'm gonna like it. I believe I got it in gray. It's a smoke. It's very light. You can hardly see it, but it's cool. Okay, let's go to some other upgrades I did. I've done the brakes on it. I did the front fork not bushings. The front forks, I did them last year. Let's go on to what I did. I'll just move the tripod around as we go. In here I got the 3 pouches, as you can see, on the windshield. This is all leader accessories, mounts and everything. I'll show you those right away, how they're the best out there, undoubtedly. 3 pouches, my GoPro with the Capture Pro mount on there. You can just pull it right off. Plus I got it wired in, so the GoPro's always charging while it's on the bike. I'm not drawing from the GoPro battery. Let's just keep moving on here to this side. I put on a Barron's tack, as you can see, and a Garmin 630 LM motorcycle mount and GPS. It goes there. I don't have the GPS on right now. It's in my saddlebag. I know the roads I'm traveling on. Why would I have it on? The sun visor here. Now if you look at these leader accessories, real heavy mounts, down here it's a double mount using one of these, and so it mounts my Garmin and it mounts my GoPro. I've got another one right here which mounts a power cigarette lighter, which I have the computer plug. Right now I can't think. I've been riding all day, and it powers everything for me. So it's cool. Now let's get down to more of the bottom of the bike. I've had it Ivanized, the bike. Now Ivanized means that there's a guy down in the States who redoes your ECU and it makes a whole new bike out of the damn thing. It backfired. It did everything wrong. I was gonna sell this bike last fall. I was so fed up with how poorly it ran, and then I got it Ivanized, and now it's the best bike I've ever owned. It rides, so it makes a difference in the ride, the handling, everything, because it's got power when you want it, and it's not surging or lagging, because it would lug at times and it would surge at times. Now it's got massive power. It's a great bike. I'd recommend buying a Kawasaki Voyager, Vulcan or Nomad Classic Voyager, now 1700. Before, I wouldn't have recommended this bike for anything. It was a piece of crap. Now it's a really good bike. I really like it. I got the K&N air filter in it. I like them. They're great. Now, what I've done otherwise, I've put another under the seat. There's another fuse box, so I can run more products on the bike, and that helps. And I've stayed with all the small fuses. If you notice the floorboards on the rear, they're chrome. They don't come chrome. I put those on. They come from, I believe, the 1500s. I've also put in if you notice down there on the engine, there's a temperature gauge where your dipstick is. It's a dipstick temperature gauge. I like it. It does what I want it to do. What else have I done? Okay, the seat. If there's two things I would do to a bike as soon as I got it, and if it was a Kawasaki Vulcan, I would get it ivanized first, and then the second thing I'd do, I'd get this seat. It's a Russell Daylon. They're very expensive. They're probably $1,400-$1,500 now. They're leather tops, vinyl sides. I couldn't go an hour riding this bike before on the old seat. It was terrible. I would just cramp all up all over. Now it's fantastic. I can ride all day. I don't need to get off the bike to fill the bike, other than I have to put gas in it. I could keep going. If it had an endless gas tank, I could keep going. They're that damn good of a seat. Very comfortable. I'd recommend them to anybody. Now, if you look back here, if you see right here, I've moved my helmet locks up to the carrier. Really helps. That's where it should be. You can throw your jacket on there through the loop in your jacket. You can hang your helmet on there. It's the place it should be. It's up and out of the way. It's got a hitch on it, if you notice. And if you notice the plug on there, you know, I hate guys who have a hanging plug. It's hanging down, just about dragging on the ground. Mount the damn thing like I did. Make it proper, make it look right, do the wiring properly. I have no problems with my wiring. I have no problems with that plug from pulling my trailer. It's mounted nice. It keeps everything nice, neat, and organized. If you notice the Vulcan emblem on the back of the seat rest, right there, put that on also. It's got Cobra pipes on it. I like the pipes. They sound good. They sound good now. Again, I keep going back to Ivanized, but hey, what can I say? He did the job and he did it well. Now I like the sound out of it. Very nice, smooth sound out of it. I also have a chrome license plate for it. Now, when you do the trailer hitch, I should tell you, and do the wiring, put in a relay. There's a relay you should put on the bike. What it does, it doesn't draw the power from your signal light wires. Your wires on your signal lights are far too fine to draw power to run your trailer. You need a relay that draws the power to run your trailer lights from your battery. Okay, it does hook up through your wiring of your stoplight, of your park lights, of your left and right signal lights, but it doesn't draw power through them. It draws it through your battery. You have a fuse, inline fuse through your battery. So if a fuse goes, you only got one fuse to check. You're great. Okay, let's go on. If you look down there, you see the little chrome plate on the engine where the black plate was. Well, got the chrome plate. Yeah. Now, if you also look at the brake reservoir, the rear brake reservoir, also did that right down here. Put the chrome one on. I believe it came on a 1600, I forget which model. And I put the Kiriakin foot pegs on it. I've got the Kiriakin hand grips on it also. What else can I tell you about the bike? Michelin tires. I put Michelins all around a couple of years ago. I love them. I've always had Michelins on all my bikes. I always trade over to Michelins because you get 25 to 30,000 clicks out of them. Any other tire, you'll wear them out. Now, agreed, they are a hard rubber tire. They aren't a hard cornering tire. So if you're going to corner, don't corner hard with them because they're not meant for that. They're a harder rubber. They're meant for high mileage. As soon as you put harder rubber on, you're going to get higher mileage out of them because they won't wear as hard, as fast. If you want something that has high tendencies for gripping, wet and everything, go Dunlop, Bridgestone, whatever. These are not meant for that. They're meant for touring, cruising, high mileage. That's what they're meant for. They're not a high performance tire by any means of the imagination. They're great. I've changed the brake fluid. I've changed the antifreeze. When you change the antifreeze, screw down all your hose clamps. I believe they're slightly loose on these models. Also change, every time you change the antifreeze, it's going to cost you 30 bucks. Change your bloody radiator cap. Even on a car, you should be doing that every 3 years. I change my antifreeze every 3 years and change the rad cap at the same time, and check your heater hoses that the clamps are all tight. These screwed down quite a bit, probably 1.5 turns. I was losing antifreeze and I couldn't figure out where it was coming from. I'm not losing it anymore. It was either coming from a rad hose or from a slight leak out of a rad hose. And they have about 4 hoses on them, roughly speaking. Down here, if you notice that little blue wire sticking out, I have a power pack. It's an extra little battery. So let's say I hook up my bike to my trailer and I run my bike completely dead, the battery. I'm not scared at all because I have that extra little battery that plugs into there. It'll start 35 350 Chevys that have dead batteries. It's not meant to keep cranking the car. It's meant to start a car that's well tuned. So this will start that just by plugging in the battery into that. I can also run laptops off it, charge my iPhone, my phone, do whatever, charge whatever with it. It's a great little product. I can also run an air compressor off it, which I bought. It's a great little item to have. It's safety in a bag. So I would recommend getting one if you got a motorbike. Let me think what else I've done to this bike. I've done a hell of a lot to the bike, and I can't remember everything off the top of my head. Let me just think. I would buy this bike now. This bike's out of the United States. I'm a Canadian citizen, live in outside of Edmonton, Alberta. I would buy this bike now. I loved the bike when I seen it. I liked the looks. Cruiser style, I wanted it. I didn't want a fairing bike again. That's all I had ever had. I wanted to try something different. But now with this Ivanized and the way I've got it all set up, I love the bike. I'd buy it again. This is my favorite bike so far I've had, and I've had a Goldwing, which I won Canada's most beautiful Goldwing back in 1983 with it. It was an 82 1100 Goldwing, and I managed to beat out about 2,000 bikes and win Canada's most beautiful bike. It was a burgundy bike also, completely burgundy, but that paint job on that bike was amazing. You could see deep inside of it. This isn't as deep of a burgundy color. That one was a deep burgundy where you didn't think the paint ended. You thought that paint was 2 inches thick. It was just a gorgeous color. And I had done a lot of work to it. It had a lot of lights on it and chrome and the whole bit. You know what Goldwingers do. And I've kind of done it to this too, but yeah, I would buy this, and I like this over my Goldwing. Now, tonight I'll get back on here when I get back, and I'll show you something else, something really cool. I can't show you right now, but tonight you'll see it when I get back and it's dark. It's kind of different. It's not something normally I'd do, but what the hell, it's all fun. Do it if you can. Have fun with your bike, make it wild, make it crazy, and that's what I'm trying to do, make it wild and make it crazy. So that's all for now, and I hope you liked the little video on my 1700 2009 Nomad. I like it. Beautiful bike, and hope you're having a good day. I am.
That's where the old folks stay. All the world is sad and dreary everywhere I roam. Oh, brother, how my heart grows weary, far from the old folks at home. One little hut among the bushes, one that I love, still sadly to my memory rushes. No.
Item 4, rules of the meeting, Mrs. Snubby-Dub, please.
Yes, thank you. I will now read the rules of the meeting. Rule number 1. All members shall respect the Queen. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
Rule number 2. No teeth.
No teetotalers.
Rule number 3. Respect to dickings.
So I went around, I tried to keep in order as much as I could, and look at this. Look at this, in there, right in there, right there, running across the road. Woo, cool. Anyways, tried to keep in order as much as I could. Buildings from 1 to whatever, 126 I think, and I'll take back a good map. And we'll be able to figure out later where it was all around here. So I thought that was a neat idea. And we're back on Main Street now. And we're gonna go and have something to drink, because I'm thirsty. Bye-bye. Look at that today. I can see blue sky. What a concept. It's called sunshine. It'll probably last for an hour, 2 hours, and then the damn clouds will come back in, and we will get more rain, and we'll get a cold night. So just want you to see there is sunshine in the Caribou.
The story I'm going to tell you isn't really about Samuel Shoemaker. The story is actually about the headboard. Because you see, the man in town who made the headboards and the coffins was a man named John Knott, K-N-O-T-T. Now John was very good at what he did. He built these very distinct headboards that had the lovely little roof on them. Now he thought that he would be well planned if he would build his own. So when he was building the other ones, he actually went ahead and he built himself a coffin and a headboard. And when he died, of course, into the coffin he goes. But in the meantime, his nephew is coming. Because you see, Uncle lives in Barkerville and he has probably got a lot of gold. So his nephew comes out here expecting to find the gold from his uncle. And when he gets here, he finds out that really Uncle has only been making coffins and headboards and there is no gold. So nephew gets very angry with Uncle John and he sells his headboard. And he sells it to the Samuel Shoemaker family. So they have it engraved, not understanding what has happened. They have it engraved and they put it on his place. And Mr. John Knott is buried in one of these ones with a white marker because his marker place is gone. So this is the story of not necessarily Samuel Shoemaker, but rather his headboard. And you'll notice around here, you'll see many, many of them with the lovely rooftop on them. So even though they've been refurbished or replaced, they continue to keep the style of John Knott. So let us continue on.
So you just relax for the summer here?
I got the grandkids coming for
Oh.
a month and a half at the end of the month. And yeah, chase after mushrooms.
Mm-hmm.
Chase after a little gold. What's that pan?
Oh yeah.
There's a couple of pans. This is only a couple of pans
Oh.
from my
Yeah.
one of my more favorite panning spots.
Cool.
Just 2 pans. Yeah, it was cool.
That is.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, sir.
Not a problem.
Have a good day.
Where are you headed to now?
Just down here to grab something to eat at the little bar.
Yeah. Food sucks here this year. There's no place, the hotel didn't open up this year.
Mm-hmm.
The fish and chip shop, you know, like I think he's having marital problems, He's not open.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see ya.
Oh, people are slowing down. There must be a moose up here.
Yeah, there is a moose. Yeah.
That's my moose. From the other side. See that little outcrop out in the
Yeah.
middle? That's Moose Island,
Oh. Stromville. Population 1 he's got on there. Well, it's cool. There's a train going on down there. If you can see. They're always going around the bend, it seems. Just a neat little pull-off area. Fraser River down there. Now there's railway tracks on that side of the river, and if you look down, there's railway tracks right down there too. Both sides of the river. Quite a neat area. Just going down the Boston Bar right now. I'm at Hell's Gate here outside Boston Bar, getting close to Hope, about another 50 kilometers and I'm in Hope, and I'm gonna go over on the air tram or SkyTram. So here it is. Hell's Gate.
Good and welcome aboard, everyone. My name is Jared. I'll be your tram operator today. We are making a 175 meter or 500 foot vertical descent to the valley floor below. We're leaving the Cascade Mountain Range. That's the same mountain range as Mount St. Helens. And we'll be arriving over at the Coast Mountain Range, home of the Canadian Pacific Railway. It's also the same mountain range that you'll find Whistler in. In 1914, during the construction of the Canadian National Railroad Tunnel, which is located just down below us, 100,000 cubic meters of rock crashed into the Fraser River below. As you can well imagine, this was pretty disastrous to all the spawning salmon. For the next 30 years, the First Nations people would go down to the river, catch as many of the salmon as possible to release them upstream, so the salmon can still make it to their spawning grounds. If not for their efforts, there may not be a salmon run in the Fraser River today. Eventually, the American and Canadian governments got together and they built what are known as the International Fishways. If you look out the windows on both sides of the tram, you'll see large steel and concrete structures just down by the river. They're all located on both sides of the river. These are what allow the salmon to bypass this area. They slow the water speed from about 30 kilometers an hour down to about 5 kilometers an hour through the gates. These allow the salmon to make it to their spawning grounds further upriver. The thundering white water you hear below us is known as Hell's Gate, only 33 meters wide. This is the narrowest and deepest point of the entire Fraser River. Today the water depth is about 157 feet, or right around 47.5 meters. In 1808, early explorer Simon Fraser portage his boat as he was for a fur trading route to the Pacific Ocean. He later wrote in his journal, "This is a place where no human being should venture, for surely we have encountered the gates of hell." Bit of a dramatic fellow, that guy, but it was a great name, and so it stuck. If you look out just on the left-hand side, you'll see a large suspension bridge. It's open to the public. And if you venture out there today, make sure you're holding any loose articles nice and secure. As you can tell, it gets a little windy out there. And anything you lose into this section of the river, it's pretty much gone forever. In 1948, the water level rose to 70 meters or just over 200 feet. And it washed away the old suspension bridge that was there. But if you see pictures of that old suspension bridge, you'll be much happier with this one. It's a lot nicer, a lot safer. If you look just back behind us below the deck of this suspension bridge, you'll see a large white sign. That sign shows you where the high water mark was in 1948. That's the highest the water has ever been in our river. When we arrive down at the bottom here, we're going to have a couple of bumps, nothing to worry about, it's just from the wind. Once you've exited the tram, you can proceed directly through the breezeway. Take your first right and immediate left, you'll find the washrooms. Just a reminder, there's no washrooms up the top.
Okay, excuse the wind noise again. You're outside, so you're going to get it. This is at Hell's Gate. And over there, that's where the salmon go through. And there it is, getting a little nasty. So now you've seen it all, I've seen it all. I'm leaving Hell's Gate and I'm going to Hope, BC. Barkerville. This is looking down the main street of Barkerville here. I'm going to show you some slides and give you some information on them. Again, looking down the main street. About 130 buildings in Barkerville restored. And they were all there from the beginning of time. Built back in the 1900s. And it just sat there for years empty. These are some actors on Main Street. And looking down on Barkerville from on top of a hill. Some more actors. I got to be friends with some of them. Just a great time. Well, you know what that is. But I have a horse, of course. And there's a Chinese general store. Blacksmith shop, and it does work. They do forge stuff there. Inside the general store, you can buy stuff. All different sorts of stuff. You can take caboose rides and stagecoach rides and everything down Main Street and out into the country. Up to Judge Bigby's courthouse. Here's the graveyard in Barkerville. Neat little store, talk to the man. Quite a neat concept for decorating up. This is in Wells. There's the girl in the white shirt is T. I got to be friends with her and her husband. Had a great time in the little bar there in Wells. Here's Jack of Clubs Lake. Down in Cottonwood House there was a bike rally going on, so I stopped in there for a little time. Met some people riding bikes. My bike set up down in Quesnel by a lake. And a little tow truck. Didn't actually work as a tow truck, just for looks, and some old cars by the side of the road. Getting closer to Hope, BC. Just a beautiful views you see around every corner. Hell's Gate Air Tram I went over on. Seen the fish ladders. The water really roars through there. That's the fish ladders there. There's trams. My bike on ferry going over to Vancouver Island. And that's downtown Vancouver you're seeing. Another ferry coming back across. A stream over by Campbell River was quite nice. Very beautiful, picturesque spot. Old Country Market and Goats on the Roof. It's a real neat place. That's the inside of the general store. And there's a goat up on the roof eating the grass. This is just down by a wharf. Took some pictures. That one there is a bed and breakfast, believe it or not. You can rent a room. A guy singing down Parksville. There's my bike in Coombs set up for the night. And me sitting in a little chair that was carved. Cathedral Grove, some trees 300 years old or more, and that's the biggest tree in the grove. Just huge monster trees. Here, I'll let you watch some eagles I took some pictures of, some great shots. They were feeding on fish down by the beach, by the river. Leaving Vancouver Island, and then, ouch. There's the bike, a little messed up. So, have a good day and thanks for watching. Please subscribe, rate, and comment. Conto 1313.